Hello students, in this little Excel video I'm going to show you how to do some of the functions and processes for this Excel project for those that may not be as familiar with some of the functions in Excel. So here's our data. One second. Following the instructions here, one thing you'll notice that if you go off to the side, press and hold delete, all the values are changing. So let's go and highlight all the data. We're going to go Control-C or copy and right-click, paste, special, paste 1, 2, 3. Go off to the side, and none of those values should be changing now. First thing we want to do, it says, is to freeze the first row. Let's just freeze that so we always have the titles as we scroll down. In cell B3, enter your name in capital letters. And enter your student ID as your salary. Hopefully you got a nice student ID. Ooh, that's nice. That's my student ID from my university days. I am in insurance fraud. Ooh, fitting. Okay, part 3, step 3 is change the capitalized text of column B to normal text. Starting in cells J2 to J4 to use a proper function. So we're just going to go over here to the side. All the functions that I've listed on the instruction sheet are capitalized and bolded. Proper. There it is. Basically, it changes it all to proper. We're in cell J2, so let's copy that down to the end. There we go. So if you use copy and paste, instead of dragging it down, you'd have to use that paste 1, 2, 3 process. Step 4, separate the name into 2 columns, first name and last name. So we want to insert a column to the left of column C, to the right of column B. We're going to name this first name and this last name. And we're going to highlight all of these names. Oops, I forgot to do one step. We're supposed to copy these values. I mentioned that. Copy, and then here we're going to use paste 1, 2, 3. We're going to paste the values instead of the formula that went with that. Now we want to separate. So highlight the name in column B again, and go into data, text to column. And we're going to use the space to separate them. And we can finish that. It may give you a little warning. That's fine. And there we go. Now we can shrink this column down a little bit. Okay, that is step 4. Step 5 is we want to change the last name to capital letters. So basically we're going to do an upper function in cell L2, upper for the last name. And then we can drag that down, just showing you different functions, purposes of some of these. So copy that and place in the last name, paste 1, 2, 3, paste the values instead of the formula. Okay. Step 6 is to insert a column after the consulting division. After the consulting division. When we insert, it always inserts to the left and up. So we want a new column after the consulting division, and we are going to call that column cons code. And we're going to use the left function. Basically, we can have this function will return the letters as specified for various cells. So we want to use We want to return the first three letters of the consulting division. So highlight or click on the value in column F, comma 3, because we want the first three letters. And there we go. And then we can just copy and paste that down or drag that down. We can reduce the width of that code of that column. And I think I say in here to center and bold the values. So let's do that. Home tab. There we go. Seeing I'm not forgetting anything. Nope, looks good. Step 7. Determine how long each employee has worked for the news organization. Oh, that should change. It's not news organization, it's consulting divisions. Insert a column after the hire date. We want to insert a column there now, and we're going to call this one length of service. Length of service. And we're going to use this function, which we're going to include a today function as well. So this function does not come up as one of the functions in Excel, so it's something we have to manually enter. So it's a date diff function. Date diff bracket. The first thing we want is our start date. We want the start date to be start date is a date hired. Sorry, ran into some technical difficulties there. Date diff function. As I said, we're going to embed another function in this. We're going to, the first thing we need here is a start date, which is the date hired, and comma today date, today function. So go comma today, open and close the bracket, and then we're going to put in the unit, which is Y. We want it to show us how many years a person has been hired or working in that for this organization. Into that, you may get value like it may have come up as a date. I'll just show you that. If it does, just go back here and change it to number. We can get rid of the decimal places. And there we go. This individual has been working here for 30 years. So let's go and drag and copy and paste that down. 30 years. Okay, and step 7C is calculate the average, max, min, and median length of service. Place the calculated values starting in cell E43. So the first thing we want to do is the average. It also says to place appropriate labels in column D. So we're going to do that here. Average, max, min, and median. Max equals max bracket equals min and the median. Most functions are just named after itself, so the ones that I have bolded, that's the actual function. Functions start with that equal sign, bracket, and then highlight your data. And there we go. Bold and center the values. Place appropriate labels in column D. So we have that. Let's make that bolded as well and centered, just so it looks nice. There we go. Step 8. Determine the year and month each employee was hired. These are two really good functions here. So we want to insert two columns after the length of service. And we want to call this one, the first one is the year of hire. And the second column, month of hire. So the year of hire equals uses the equals year function, and using the date of hired, it should return us the year that they're hired, and then we can drag that down. And then the month of hire uses the text function, text bracket, click on the value for the date hired, and then we have some options here. We can go, there's two options for the month. We can go with 3 M's, and that will return the abbreviated month. If we add an M, that'll give us the long version of the month. If we added, I think it's just showing you different purposes here. If we added 4 D's for days, it'll give us a day of the week that they're hired. 3 abbreviated, so different functions, different options there. We want the long version of the month. Let's go with that. Copy and drag that down. There we go. So now when each employee was hired, the year and the month they're hired. Insert a column, step 9, insert a column after the month of hire. So go into column H, right click, insert, and we are going to join two cells together. We're going to call this column code year, and we're going to use, there's 2 ways to use that concatenate function, concat. One of them is the text, which is the code. Where's our code? Code is in, so far, column K, and the year, comma, year of hire, and there it is. I'll just show you the text join function as well. Text join function has different parameters in this. The first one is basically we don't want any spaces in between. And so we can just go comma, comma, the code, comma, the year of hire. And there we go. So you got choices. Both will give you the same, some different functionality purposes for both of them. Okay, let's go into cell A50 for step 10. What we want to do here is use the unique function. This will give us all the unique values for various columns. We want to use the unique function for the list of divisions in column J. So if we go unique, bracket, highlight all of column J, it will return to us all of the unique values, separate values here. And there it is. So we know that there are 5 divisions in total, and there they are. Now what we're going to do is we're going to extend that column a little bit, and we're going to have, we're going to use a COUNTIF function here. COUNTIF to count how many, what the frequency of each division. So COUNTIF bracket, highlight the consulting division, comma, go back to your little data table we've created and highlight that first one. Close your brackets. What we'll need to do is make those cells mixed or absolute. And drag that down. There's a count for each. And of course, everyone's going to get a different count.